Very good evening, students. Hope you can hear me well.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Right. Since the session is getting recorded, we will continue the session. Students, I will open the thing in, I'll open the project for you where we were working. The very last class, we started learning about CSS codes, colors, and things like that. So we learned how to change the background colors and the foreground colors. Then we learned about specifically work with the background colors, how to set them. Not only that, but also we learned there are modes how we can set colors, like we can just specify a name of the color. We can use hexadecimal values. We talked about what is that. Then we can specify RGB. RGB stands for red, green, blue. Those are the basic three colors in web design. Not web design, I mean in your computer screen. Those are the main three colors which makes all the other colors. Or even you can use the method RGBA, which stands for red, green, blue, and alpha. Alpha means the last parameter you can give from 0.0 to 1, which means you can give some decimal place numbers here. So you can make it either completely visible or semi-transparent. That is possible for you to make it. Those things we learn how to work with that. All right. After that, we learned about how we can make the background color. So this is for foreground color, how to work with the background color. So you type background dash color colon, then you can use the one of these methods to specify a color. So sometimes I have used RGB, the other one I have used hexadecimals. So body, head one, head two, I have used different background colors, right? So that is what is that exercise is about. And finally, we learned about how to work with background images. That is this lesson, background images. When you want to set a background image, you type background image colon URL you have to give. URL basically refers to a file path. So open parenthesis within double quotations. I have clearly given the path. So when you're typing the path, use forward slashes. Use forward slashes. I have a folder called images. Inside the images folder, actually currently I have 4 images. Pick 1, pick 2, pick 3, and pick 4. Pick 1 and pick 4 are JPG files. Pick 2 and pick 3 are WebP type of files. That doesn't matter. You give the name of the file name with the extension. Then after that, we learned the first thing, which was background repeat. So which means the background image that you're using, whether it's going to repeat X and Y coordinates. That is, repeat means every direction it's going to repeat. Then when you say background repeat X, that means only in this direction it's going to repeat. We already did this. I'm not going to repeat it. Repeat Y, which is going to repeat top to bottom. And finally, we have given repeat, no repeat. No repeat means only once it will appear. And after that, we learned something called background attachment. Then you can give either scroll or you can give fixed. When you give fixed, when you're scrolling your content in your web page, your background image stays in one place. And you have background position, right? Background position. And you can give background position pixel values or percentage values. You can see other two examples also available here. So I have uncommented the pixel values. So from X direction, 450 pixels, and from Y direction, 250, 200 pixels from here to here and here to here. So that is what we have learned in the previous class. So we are going to do another lesson today, right? So I will close this example, right? I'm starting a new file. This is going to be demo 8. And I like to work with things like borders, margins, headings, right, outlines, these kind of things we can do. So it's going to be an interesting lesson, and you can make the things very prettier. I'm going to give it as demo 8 underscore border, right? Okay. Right. Let me create a blank document first. Sorry. That's my blank document. I like to put a heading like right, working with CSS borders. First, let's open the web page and see how it looks. So this is the basic web page. Now, students, since I want to teach you this, right, I can practice this, or I can teach you this one with paragraphs. I can I can do this one with paragraphs, or even I can do it with div tags, right? Div tags. So since we know the paragraph tags, I like to show you the div tags as well. Now see, I want to have 3 paragraphs. Hello, 1, 2. Okay. Now when you reload this, you have 3 paragraphs here because we don't have much, what do you call, characters in it. It is like that. So if you are having less amount of space, you will see it look like a paragraph like this. Now, let's say you want to have a background color for the entire three paragraphs. So you might suggest we can type like this. Paragraph. So we can give a background color. Let's say we give the background color as green. Now, when you reload this, when you reload this, I can see individually paragraphs are having background colors. This is not what I wanted. Okay. Right. So I'll get rid of that. I don't want that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this one and I'm going to type something called div. Div stands for division. Inside that you can add HTML tags like this. Basically, what this div tag is doing is it is surrounding these 3 child elements. This div tag is surrounding these 3 child elements. So this div tag is enclosing or wrapping all these 3 paragraphs. Okay. Then if I want, I can have another copy of this one here. Then we have altogether 6. We have altogether 6. What do you call? How do you say it? 6 paragraphs. Okay, right. Now for this div tags, right? So you can write the codes, right? For example, if I write div, and because we learned the background color, let's try the background color. Let's give a color like yellow and see what happens. Now when I say, now you can see that is getting applied for the entire div, not only for one particular paragraph. That is possible to do. That's the reason why I used div tags. Okay, right. So I'm not going to work with the backgrounds now. I'm going to teach you something called borders first, right? Before doing borders, I like to show you something called the box modeling. When you do, when you create something, okay. I'm going to have a area here. I hope this is visible to you. Now this ash color section is there. Then I'll get rid of that. Okay. We'll go put this black color border. Put a little bit thick border. Thickness will have a little bit more. Right, from here to here, we have a border. Okay, right. I'll tell you what is border. Now let's see. You have 2 paragraphs like this. like that. Okay. Now you have a content created something like this. Okay, now this is called the border. These ones are called the border. Okay. And if you have a content like a paragraph or an image or something, there is a gap between the paragraph and the border. That is called padding. That is called padding. Okay. In between two components, in between two things, we can have a gap. That is called margin. I hope this is clear to you. So the outline or the line like this, that is called the border. Content, and in between the border, the gap that you have, that is called the padding. Outside the borders, if you have a gap towards the other element, that is called the margin. So this is how we do the box modeling. Okay, so that is coming up next. So we're going to first work on this border. Adding borders, it can make the website look very prettier. Right. So let's try this one. Keep it in there. Now I'm going to type the command or the rule like this: border. There are a lot of things that you can do. First, we will do the normal method, how we're going to do, because border has three things. The border width, that is the thickness, which you can mention in pixels or any other measuring unit. I'm going to type border width. Let's give 5px. Then we can use something called border color. Let's give a bright color so it's visible. Let's give blue. And we can say border radius. Not border radius. Border style. Okay, border width, border color, border style. Border style, there are some styles available. You can see dotted, dash, double, groove, hidden in, then inset, outset, ridge. Okay, so let's give solid. Solid is very simple type of border. Now, when I reload this, you will be able to see there's an outline coming outside the div tags. Okay, so that what you see is the borders, right? Okay, I know that is not pretty, but you can slowly make it look nice by adding more codes, right? Okay, now we can do some more changes to this, right? Okay, we can increase this thickness if you like. Let's give something like 20. So very thick borders will come like this. Color, of course, you can change, right? And you have different styles, like solid is there, then you have dotted is there. If you give dotted, it will come like this. And when you reduce the thickness, border width, if you reduce, that sometimes it might look nice. If it looks okay, and if that is the effect that you want in the final output, you can go for that. Then what's going to be next is we're going to write dotted. We'll try some other things. So I will put the thickness a little bit more, so you'll be able to clearly see that. I think 15 will put. Okay. Now dotted solid we saw, dotted we saw. There is another one called dashed. So dashed is like this. Then you can type groove. Groove is like this. When you mention a color, outside the color will be darker, inside will be lighter. Okay, so you can see dark blue, a little bit normal blue. You can use ridge also. Ridge is opposite of groove. You can use something called inset. Inset. Now in inset, what happens is inside both borders are normal blue. Outside two borders are dark blue. Outside outset, if you put, you can imagine this will be the opposite. The bright blue will be outside, dull blue will be inside. Like that. Now because we have two div tags going line closer to each other, that is why they look like they are attached with one another. Next one. We don't need much of them. Okay, well, let's type double. So you get double borders like this. Kind of nice sometimes. So I think that much pretty much it. And if you don't wanna have a border, you can just put background style none. So that will not visible the background at all. Okay. Right. So I will leave it this one to solid because that is what we practiced basically like this. And I'm going to save this one, 1, 2, 3. So I can show you some more variations. Or else in the same example, I need to put classes for each div and I need to do it. I prefer copying and pasting some examples. Demo 8 border. We'll give a demo 8 border underscore 2. Okay, now I'm going to show you something, right? You can remember a word like this. So the word trouble, right? You can remember the word like that, which means we're going to give some values in an order. It's going to affect in this order: top, right, bottom, left. So in clockwise order, it's going to go. So that reason that we say is it is trouble. We put these words together and we pronounce it as trouble. So it's easy to remember. In this order, you can give some values. What I meant is, you know, I like to hide one div here. We'll reload this. This is the previous one. It's just one we have. Now what we will do is we give border style, let's say solid, dotted, groove, and let's say outset. Now 4 options we have given, which means top is going to be solid, right side is going to be dotted, bottom is going to be groove, and the left is going to be outset. Like that. You can see each side is having different type of output, right? So we'll put a different color so whether you can see that. We'll put a little bit light color so whether you can see that clearly. There we go. Okay, right. So I hope you understand that. Now, this particular method, we can do it in the other way also, right? The reason why I'm showing you this is what we are practicing. Well, I like to give one option, right? I like to show that on with the colors, right? Let's say red, and we will keep the borders solid. Okay, now you have a solid border like this. Now if you give red, okay, red, then you give blue, then you give green, then you give orange. Now when you reload that, red, blue, bottom green, and left will be yellow. So it looks like Google. So You can give it like this. And this is the interesting part now. Now let's say you don't give all the 4 values. You give only the top and right side value. So you give only the top color and the right side value. So in the absence of the other settings, what is the color which you have it in the opposite direction, that will be applied. Now if I reload this one, top and bottom will be red, right and left side will be blue. See? That is how it works. So you can give all the 4 values, or you can give individual values, or you can give 2 values. In that case, it is going to repeat to the other side. That is why, children, when you give one color to the border, all the 4 sides are getting affected. Okay. So that is about the borders. Okay, right. So we learned how to check the colors, how to check the width, how to check the styles. Right. So we'll do one last one, which is going to be how to put all these things together in one tag. And that is the most common way how we will be in real life using it. Right. Okay. So let's go for the third option. For that, this one I'm duplicating. And I will rename it as demo 8 border 3. Border 3. Let's open it up. And we will delete this one. I will delete the whole thing. I have deleted the whole thing. And what I'm going to give is, I'm going to use only border. 1 second, guys. Okay, students. Now see, when we give just border, no other things, just border, then what you do is you have to give the thickness first, right? Let's give 5 px. Then we'll say solid and the color. Okay, but individual sides and all this is not possible, huh? Like this. Now when you reload, you can see in one command, we can give everything together, right? So those are the variations. So we learned 3 examples. Now the final one is most convenient, because very rarely you will set different colors, borders, different style borders to different sides. That won't like give you a very professional look, but it is possible anyways. That's what I showed you. Okay, right? So that is how you can make the borders change, right? So that is enough for the borders. Now let's move on to another one. I'll show you, just like the borders, we have another one, which is called outlines. Internet Explorer doesn't support this. I think officially browsers have dropped supporting Internet Explorer. Edge browser is the one what we are having now. Okay. All right. Okay. So I'm going to go for the next one. So I'll close this. I will duplicate this file, and I will rename it as demo 9. Okay. Demo 9. And I like to give the name as outlines. Okay. Outlines are very simple. I didn't give the name properly. Demo 9, not 1. Okay. So when I open that, we will delete this thing. Let this thing be there, no problem, right? So this is our page. This is our page, right? So what we get to do is, we have to use, we say not like the border, we just say the outline, and all the settings that you give is same. Before we give the outline, I like to give a border, okay? Border, let's say 10px, solid, green, right? So let's see whether how it looks in the screen first. So this kind of a border we are getting. Then what we do is, after that we say outline, then we give, let's say 3px, That is, let's say, double. Let's say double, and that one is red. Now, outside the border, I think 3 pixels not enough. Like, let's try. Now you can see outline is also there, border is also there. So if you like this one, you can try this. Okay. So if it is like a Christmas season, something you are decorating or something, you can make use of these things if you wish, right? Right. I hope you got the idea, right? So that is about the borders. That is enough about the borders. Let's try the next one. Now let's move on to the next part, which is very interesting and very easy to learn. And this will help you take more control over your designs. Slowly now you're learning these things. I'm going to teach you something called padding, right? So let's see. If you take a look at the paragraphs inside the div tag and the gap between the border, you don't get much gap here because you don't have a padding value given. So I'm going to work with the padding value and show you how it can be done. What we will be doing is we're going to first of all duplicate this one, the file, right? So let's copy, paste that. Let's say that's going to be 10th one. Outline. No, it's not going to be the outline. I'm going to do the padding. Okay, let's call padding. It's working with CSS padding. Okay. Right. I don't need a big change, so I will put something like 5px solid fine. Let's put a little bit dark color, something like indigo color. We'll put like this. Okay, let it be there. Right. Now let's check that web page in the browser first. Right. So you can see this is how the page looks like. And you can see even if I reduce the size, now there is not much enough space between these borders and the content inside the div. So if you want to increase this padding, you don't call that one as margin, the padding, the spacing between the content and the borders, we can use padding. So when you're using padding, you can use the same technique that you're using. You can say padding dash top. So, you know, there are 4 options, top, right, bottom, left. So padding top, you can give something like 20px. Then you say padding right, maybe 40px. Padding bottom, let's say 30px. Then padding left. Someone's microphone is switched on, please turn off. Padding left, we will say again 30px. Or yeah, 40px. So when you reload this, now did you notice that outside the content, inside the borders, there is a gap has been nicely come. So now the web page looks more prettier than the previously because it looks good. Because if this was like this, see, it is like this. This is before adding the padding, and this is after adding padding. I personally like this one because you know, it helps you differentiate the content from other parts as well. So that is about how you can do the padding part. And I like to show you the shortcut method as usual. So we'll keep that one commented. And you say padding, that's it. You just stop it here and you mention top, right, bottom, left individually. So let's say 20px, 30px, 40px, and again 30px. Right, that's possible. So you top, right, bottom, left. So when you reload that, so it works perfectly fine. Okay. So this is how you will be setting the padding. So padding is the one which is the gap between the border and the content. Right. So that's about the padding. I forgot to tell you one more thing about the borders. For the border, if you like, you can give something called border radius. ரேடியஸுக்கு தமிழ்ல சொல்ற வந்து ஆரை அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. சிங்கள ரேடியஸுக்கு කියන්නේ අරය. සර්කල් එක වෘත්තයක අපි වර්ගඵලය හොයනකොට පාවිච්චි කරනවානේ. அரே நாங்கள் ஒரு வட்டத்துல வந்து பரப்பளவை காண்ற நேரம் நாங்க தெரிஞ்சிருக்க வேண்டிய ஒரு விஷயம் தான் வந்து அதுல வந்து ஆரை எவ்வளவுன்றது. சரியா? அதுதான் ரேடியஸ் அப்படின்னு சொல்றோம். இங்க border radius means you can give something like if I type let's say 20px, all the four sides going to be round rectangles. இப்படி வருது. මේ වගේ එනවා. ලස්සනට හදන්න පුළුවන් ඔයාලට. Right? So if you give a small value, then curve will be less. I gave 10, so it looks like this. If you give more, 50 if you give, then this will come like this. Okay, right. So that is how it works. Right, so that was a very small value I gave. Right, I hope you understand. I'm not going to remove that. I will keep a value like 10. That is fine. So let's leave a small value. Okay. So we learned about the borders, border radius as well. And this is interesting. If you want to do, let's say one side border is 0. Well, at the same time, the other side you give 30px. Now, so you get interesting effects like this. You can make beautiful borders like that, right? You can try doing that. See, this is possible to create, okay? So different type of border radius you can give and play and see how it looks. Okay, so that's about the border radius. Finally, we did about the padding, right? Padding value, I hope all of you would have understood. Let's move on to the next one, which is going to be margins, right? So we need another example. Let's turn off this. Turn off that. Let's take the file and copy that. So I'm going to rename it as 11th one. 11th one. I'm going to call that one as padding. Let's open it. No, sorry, not padding. It should be margins. Padding we already did. Now what we will do is, I'm not going to do any changes to the border or the padding because let it be there, because then only we can practice this, right? In order to practice this, I'm going to bring in another paragraph or set of paragraphs. So basically you can see there are two div tags. There are two div tags. One is this one and one is the other one. Right, in between that, if you want to keep the margins from this side and all, you can make use of margins. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll do first of all, adding the property here, margin. I'm using the shorthand format. Okay. 1 second, please. My daughter is asking a doubt. She has the exam tomorrow. Give me a second, okay? Okay, students, let's continue. Margin. Right, now we will give the same thing, top, right, bottom, left. Right, top, right, bottom, left. Let's give something like 20px, that is top, 30px, left, 40px, bottom, 20px, left. Let's reload it. Okay. Where is that? Come on. So there we go. In between the elements, now you get more spacing. See, so it kind of it starts to form the shape, right? Later, I'm going to teach you how to put nice looking, what do you call, cards, right? So later we will see like this. These kind of shapes we can very beautifully, we can design these kind of, we'll do one of these in the class itself. Well, like this one, we can design it beautifully. Even like this, where within maybe within 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes will take for us to do. Okay, we will do these kind of designs. Okay, I hope all of you will love to do this, right? I like to show you. Okay, the azan is going on. Give me 2 minutes. We will, after the call for the praise, we'll continue. We can take a short break. Okay, students, thanks for waiting. Let's continue then. Once more, I will explain to you a little bit, right? So margin means you let to top, right, bottom, left, you give the values specifically here, or else if you want the same type of margins all the sides, you can do so as well. So which in that case, what you do is you can give a single value like this that will take up the margin for all the sides. I will keep it smaller like that so you can see. Now see, every side the margin gap will be same. I haven't put a box shaped one so you can't see. If you want, I'll remove that also. Oh, where is it? Okay, we'll get rid of the board. This one. Come on, where is it? This one. Now see, that kind of a thing, right? You might see there's a small more margin on the right and left side. The reason for that is by default, the body tag has a default margin. If you want, you can get rid of that. You can remove that like this. You can say body is the main tag. Then you say margin. You can give 0px. 0 means, now see, when I'm going to reload, there will be a small adjustment. See, now all the gaps are even. Okay, previously that is the default built-in margin was there. That is why it was like that. Now no built-in margin. The margins that I have specified are only in place, right? Hope you understand what you mean by margins, right? Okay. So we can make use of that one a lot when you're designing, right? Let's say bottom margin only we want more. If you want to have only the bottom margin more, then this says all the sides same. So we say 20 top, 20 left, right, bottom, let's say 50 px, again left 20 px. Now this margin I want more. Now see, that is getting pushed down, right? If 50 is not enough, let's say you want something like 70. Now that is possible for us to do. Okay, see, like that. So that is how it goes. So slowly I will be teaching you how to work with the fonts also. So that is the one basic information, or not basic, of course, the one important lesson that I wanted to cover with you, which is called the box modeling, which means for all the designs we can use what do you call the borders, paddings, and margins. By making use of these three values, we can take the control pretty much in our hands. We can very well control it. සිංහලෙන් කියනවා නම් මේ values තුන, ඒ කියන්නේ margins, paddings, borders, මේ තුන පාවිච්චි කරලා තමයි අපි මේකේ ලස්සනට මේ හැඩය ගන්නෙ. අනිත් එක මේ අපි දාන වෙබ් පේජ් එක දාන හැම එලිමන්ට් එකක්ම මේ වගේ රෙක්ටැන්ගල් එකක් හරි බොක්ස් එකක් වැනි හැඩයක් තමයි ගන්නෙ. ඉමේජ් එකක් වේවා, පැරග්‍රාෆ් එකක් වේවා, හෙඩින් එකක් වේවා, ඕන එකක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. මෙන්න මේ වගේ ෂේප් එකක් තමයි ගන්නෙ. ඒ හින්දා තමයි අපි මේ බොක්ස් මොඩලින් කියලා කියන්නේ. එතකොට අපිට ඒ බෝඩර්ස් සහ පැඩින් සහ මාජින් අපිට කන්ට්‍රෝල් කරන්න දැනගත්තාම අපිට අවශ්‍ය පරිදි අපේ ඩිසයින් එක අපි අතට ගන්න පුළුවන්. අපිට ඕන විදිහටම ඕන ඩිසයින් එකක් කරන්න පුළුවන්. දැන් මේ වගේ එකක් මම ඕගොල්ලන් ඉස්සරහ කරලා පෙන්නනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ මේ වගේ අපි මම කිව්වේ මේ වගේ ඩිසයින් එකක් මම කෝඩ් කරලා පෙන්නන ඕගොල්ලන්ට කොහොමද මේක බලාගෙන මම කරලා පෙන්නන්නම් ඕනනම් චුට්ට. එතකොට අපිට ඒ හා සමාන ඔයාලට එතකොට කන්ෆිඩන්ස් එකක් එයි අපිටත් මේ වගේ හදන්න පුළුවන් නේද කියලා. හරිද? මේ වගේ එකක් මම කරලා පෙන්නන ඕගොල්ලන්ට CSS තව චුට්ටක් ඉස්සරහට. මේ කලර්ස්ම මේ වගේම දාලා ඕන මේ පින්තූරෙම ඩවුන්ලෝඩ් කරලා දාලා අපි කරලා බලමු. හරිද? ඔයාලට ඒ ගානට හදන්න පුළුවන් වෙයි. මොකද ඔයාලා මාත් එක්කම ෆලෝ කරනවා මේ ටියුටෝරියල් එක. ඒ කියන්නේ මේක ඉවර වෙනත් එක්කම ඒ කියන්නේ HTML ඉවර වෙනත් එක්කම CSS ඉවර වෙනත් එක්කම ඔයාලා ප්‍රැක්ටිස් කරන්න වීඩියෝ එක බලාගෙන. நான் என்ன சொல்ல போனேன்னு சொன்னா மார்ஜின்ஸ் அண்ட் பேடிங்ஸ் கட்டாயம் நீங்க ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்ணணும். போர்டர்ஸும் ஏன்னா உங்களுக்கு தேவையான எந்த ஒரு ஷேப்பையும் நீங்க கிரியேட் பண்றேன்னு சொன்னா இந்த 3 விஷயங்களை நாங்க யூஸ் பண்ணி நிறைய வந்து அவங்களுக்கு டிசைனை வந்து அவங்களோட கண்ட்ரோல்ல கொண்டு வரையிலும். எந்த மாதிரி டிசைன் வரணுமோ அப்படின்றது வந்து இந்த மார்ஜின் பேடின் போர்டர்ஸை வச்சு நாங்க நிறைய செய்வோம். இன்னும் சில விஷயங்கள் இருக்கு, ஹைட் வித், அதே மாதிரி பொசிஷனிங்ல எல்லாம் வந்து எங்களுக்கு நிறைய யூஸ் பண்ணலாம். என்றாலும் இது இந்த 3 வந்து உங்களுக்கு அந்த ஷேப்பை சரியா உங்களோட டிசைன் உள்ளுக்கு கொண்டு வரதுக்கு மிச்சம் ஹெல்ப்ஃபுல் ஆகிக்கும். அதனால கட்டாயமா வந்து போர்டர், பேடின், மார்ஜின் 3 நல்லா ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்ணி வச்சுக்கொள்ளுங்க. ரைட்? ஆல்ரைட். I hope what I mentioned and what I demonstrated up to now is very clear to you. We are going to proceed further. சரிதானே? கிளியரா எல்லாருக்கும்? Everybody understood, right? மைக் ஆன் பண்ணி சொல்ல மாட்டீங்களே யாரும். மைக் தேவையில்ல. சரி, பரவாயில்ல. இதுல யாரு அட்மினிஸ்ட்ரேட்டர்? කවුද ඇඩ්මිනිස්ට්‍රේටර් කියලා දාගන්න තියෙන නම? Is it a real administrator? කවුද ඇඩ්මිනිස්ට්‍රේටර්? කවුද? සුලේහා ඉන්නවද? සුලේහා
Yes,
අයියා. ඔයාද ඇඩ්මින්
Yeah,
කියලා දාලා
sir.
තින්නේ? ඇඩ්මිනිස්ට්‍රේටර්
නෑ
ඔයාද?
sir. මම සුලයිහා කියලානේ co-host.
හරි. එතකොට කවුද දන්නේ මෙයා නේද? ඇඩ්මිනිස්ට්‍රේටර්
ඒක
කියලා දාන්න
තමයි
එපා.
ඒගලන්ට නමයි මේ ඇඩ්මිෂන් නම්බරුයි දාන්න කියලා තියෙන්නේ අපි.
ඒක තමයි නේද? ඒක එතකොට මිස්ලීඩින් නේ
ඒක
මේක.
තමයි.
හරි.
ඒක
එහෙම
තමයි sir.
මෙයා කවුරු කමන්න ඒක ரீநேம் කරගන්න ப்ளீஸ். அட்மினிஸ்ட்ரேட்டர்ன்ற பேர் போட்டிக்கிற ஆள் வந்து அவங்களோட அந்த காலேஜ்ல நம்பரையும் பேரையும் போட்டுக்கொள்ளுங்க ப்ளீஸ். அட்டெண்டன்ஸ் எடுக்கிற ஆட்களுக்கு சிக்கலாகும். ரைட். Thank you. Okay, we'll continue then. The next part is going to be right. So we'll do one more thing, which is another interesting thing we're going to do. That is called the height and width. That is called we call that one as the dimensions. Okay, dimensions. Right. So basically, when we say dimensions, we are talking about height and width. Height and width. உசை பலலை உயரமும் அகலமும் தான் நாங்க மெயினா சொல்றது. சரி, நாங்க அதை செஞ்சு பார்ப்போம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி. ඒක කරලා බලමු අපි කොහොමද වැඩ කරන්න කියලා. So අපි මේක close කරලා දාමු. අපි duty දෙකකට යමුකෝ. Right. Right. So let's duplicate this to save some time. Control C, Control V. I like to give a name like, let's give this one as dimension. We're going to work with height width. That is what is called dimensions. I like to, it's okay if it is be like this. Borders, paddings, I can get rid of that. Let's, yeah, let it be there, no problem, right? So 2 paragraphs are there. I'm going to say, first of all, I'm going to show you the blank document first to you. Blank means the one, where's the document? This one. So it looks something like this. No formattings at all done. Let's do the formatting now. So we say div. I'll put just a rough border so you can see that border. 3px, 3px, solid. We put a little bit dark. That is not enough, dark gray. Let's put something like that. Okay, that color is fine. So when you reload it, so we get something like this. It's not nice. Okay, I understand that. But let's do this. Okay. Now, I'm going to come here and I will say, first of all, let's say width. If you say width, you can give, let's say 400 px. So when you say 400 px, this entire div is 400 pixels. The other div is also 400 pixels. Though there is more space left here, this div doesn't come and fit here because there is a thing called in CSS, we have something called classifications. Classification means there are some tags are known as block elements, excuse me. We will increase the width a little bit more, right? We'll put it to 450 something. Doesn't matter anyway. Okay, this much is there. Though you have space left to this side, it is not coming and fitting because when you change the display property, we can do that, right? So if I put display, we will do this one later. Then you can take it over here. There are that the characteristic of the displaying we can change, right? That is what by basically telling. That is not our lesson now, so we will do that one in future, right? I think padding also better we give, right? Padding will give around 25 px. So this will look nice. Now one more thing I want you to tell. See, I'm going to reload the page. Now from here to here, 450 pixels are there. So when you reload it, the padding going to be added 25 to this side, 25 to this side. So overall, this width හොඳට බලගන්න நல்லா பார்த்துக்கொள்ளுங்க. This now 450 pixels from here to here, 450 pixels. 450 pixels. So your padding value is 25 every side, which means 25 pixels added to this side, 25 pixels added to this side, 25 pixels added to top, 25 pixels added to the bottom. So when I reload this rectangle, you will see it is growing. This will also go down. This will become bigger. හොඳට බලා ගන්න. මෙතන width එක තියෙනව නේද? මේ width එකේ h අකුර ළඟ තමයි මෙන්න මේ කොන තියෙන්නේ බලන්න. අන්න දැන් ලොකු වුණා. දැක්කද? මේ it has come up to something like up to the D part. මෙතනටම ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා. හරිද? එතකොට ළමයි අපි මේක දෙනකොට padding when you are giving it has an effect on the width. එතකොට width එක වැඩි නොකර padding එක adjust කරන්න ක්‍රමයක් තියෙනවා. අதாவது width குடு கீழ width adjust பண்ணாம width வந்து change பண்ணாம எங்களுக்கு வந்து padding மாத்துற சிஸ்டம் ஒன்று இருக்கு. நான் அதை சொல்லி தரேன். ரைட்டா? ஓகே. හරි දැන් ඒක කියන්න ඕනේ හින්දා මම මේක කිව්වේ. රයිට්. දැන් අපි අපේ වැඩේට එමු නැවතත්. so dimensions දීලා තින්නේ width එක 450යි, අහලම 450, height අපි දෙමු 500ක් දීලා බලමු. මොකද වෙන්නේ කියලා බලන්න. right? px. So when you reload, so it is becoming taller like this. Okay. So I like to reduce the width, maybe let's say 300 pixels. හා. ඒතර මෙහෙම ඇවිල්ලා තිනවා. හරිද? height එක අපි දාමු 450ක් දාමුකෝ. මෙහෙම තියෙනවා. So that is looking like one div tag, right? So අපිට දාන්න පුළුවන් මේක තව පොඩි command එකක් දෙන්න පුළුවන් float left කියලා. float කියන්නේ ඒකත් මෙහි ඉඩ තියෙනවා නම් ඒවා පහළ තියෙන components වලින් පුරවන්න කියනවා. That means if you have space left to these components ඒවා මෙහෙම පුරව ගන්න පුළුවන්. මෙහෙම තමයි දැන් තමයි ලස්සනට එන්නේ ඒක හදන්න කිව්වොත්. ඉතින් අපි කලින් ඉගෙන ගත්ත margin එකත් අපිට දාන්න පුළුවන්. We can put something like margin, let's say 20 pixels. So every side we will get a margin like this also. හරි. අපි අද ඉගෙන ගත්ත පොඩි පොඩි දේවල් වලින් මේ control කරන්න. හරිද? අපි ඉස්සරහට font එහෙම දාමු. මේ font එක නම් ලස්සන නැහැ. It is not nice. ඒතර ඔහොම දාන්න පුළුවන්. හරිද? අකුරු අතර ඒ කියන්නේ lines අතර අපිට පොඩ්ඩක් ඉඩ වැඩි කරන්න පුළුවන්. එතකොට උස මදි වුණා මට දැන්. ඒක අපි 550ක් තියමු. 500ක් තියමු නේද? දැන් shape. දැන් මේ විදිහට හදලා තියෙනවා. හරිද? Okay. So ඒ තමයි අපි මේ මොකද්ද height and width වලින් කරන්නේ. So ප්‍රමාණය අපිට හදන්න පුළුවන්. නැවතත් වෙනස් කරනවා. ඒතර අපි width එක වෙනස් කරනවා නම් දැන් අපි කියමු ඒක 600ක් කරන්න ඕනේ කියලා width එක. That is possible to do. එහෙම හදන්න පුළුවන්. Right? So you can easily do this one. අපිට ඕන නම් මේක තව පොඩ්ඩක් ලස්සන කරන්න මේක ඇතුලේ H2 එකක් දානවා අපි. Let's say sample edit here. ඔය මේ විදිහට ලස්සනට හදාගෙන යන්න පුළුවන් වට. Further you can reduce the width again to the normal size. Right. So එතකොට ආයෙ මදි වුණා පල්ලයට ගිහින් හින්දා ඒක ආයෙ හදා ගන්න. හරිද? ඔන්න ඕම හදන්න පුළුවන්. Like that we can work on this height and width. Right. I hope you understand that. Did you understand that properly, guys? நல்லா விளங்கிச்சாது யாருக்கும் விளங்கலண்டா? හැමෝටම මේක තේරුණාද හොඳටම? අද කොටස් ටික? Yes, okay, very good, right? So අපි තව චුට්ටක් මේකේ ගොඩක් නෑ තව විනාඩි 5කට වැඩි කාලයක් තියෙනවා. අපි තව චූටි දෙයක් කරගන්න පුළුවන් මම හිතන්නේ අද, right? පොඩ්ඩක් මේක background එකක් දාමු මේ දෙකට. ලොකු lesson එකක් පටන් ගත්තොත් ඉවර කරගන්න බැරි වෙනවා. නැත්නම් ඒකයි මම බලන්නේ. background color. So light blue එකක් දැම්ම මම ඕනම right ඒ වගේ දාන්න පුළුවන්. හරිද? අපි ඉගෙනගෙන තියෙන images දාන්න පුළුවන්. එහෙනම් අපි image එක download කරලා බලමු. අපි profile picture එකක් ගමු. එකක් ගමු කාගේ එකක්. හරියට square shape එකක් ගමුකෝ. quality එකක් ගත්තා නම් හොඳ වටිනවා. It's a bit difficult to find images quickly. That's the issue. Not a good one. Quality නෑ photo එක. හරි මෙයා ගමුකෝ අපි. That's one photo. It's okay. මේක save කරනවා. I will go to E drive, WCF drive, WC CSS images. I will put this one as profile one. Okay, profile 1.jpg. Let's see whether we can get another like good photograph. It has to look nice because when we are designing later, very ordinary looking photos are there. What to do now? Let's try this photo. That's a GIF image, doesn't matter. Profile 2. And 2 photos will be enough, I guess. This is also good. Except that quality is not good. Quality is less, very less. That's like a toothpaste advertisement. So we'll take one image inside this one. You know how to put an image, img images slash okay, I didn't get the pictures.
File one.
I have put it here. Right, okay. Profile 1.jpg. Just let's reload this and see how it looks. So inside that, it's too big. See, that's too big because our point, our thing is to learn. Someone has put that name into waiting room. Sulaiha, did you put her into waiting room?
No, sir, this ma'am came and she did it because
Huh?
I
Delete.
asked her. Yeah. No. She only put it in waiting room. We don't know she or he to check whether she didn't give the name, no?
Okay.
For that.
Okay. You do the
yeah,
official part,
yes.
no problem. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm going to write a small code here, students. Watch. Let's say inside div tag, and if there is img, it should be formatted like this. Let's say I use a technique, right? When I want to target this and do the code in, before writing any code, I will write something like visibility, and I will type, visibility hidden, visibility hidden. Then when I reload this one, and if this image goes away, then I know that my code is working. This is just a testing code I write, okay? Visibility hidden, I know that. So we type height. I don't want to make it too big. Let's say 150 px, and let's reload it. So like that, I can get a nice picture over there, right? And if you want to make that picture look a square, you give height and width same first, right? No change. Then you say border radius. This is interesting now. See, border radius. Let's say we give 20 px. Now it will start to become a round rectangle. See, round rectangle. But if we give something like now the width is 115. If we give 75 px, it will be a circle now. It will be a circle. Beautifully, you can do it. So you don't have to always remember that math. You just type 50%. So when you type 50%, you nicely get a circle. I like to have this one again for the other one. I'll have it here, and you can change this one into profile picture 2, and it is something like that. Okay. So the next picture also comes there. We can make it center aligned, and we can put a border for that. Oh, image also you can put a border, right? Okay, border. You say 1px solid blue, indigo. Indigo is not nice. Let's say dark blue. So you get a border, and what you need to do is you need to give a padding. Let's say padding px. And if you want a background image also, that is also possible. Background color, let's say light blue. Light blue won't be nice. Let's put something like orange color, so it will be visible. See that you can put, it's not looking nice. Very difficult to work with colors, right? Let's say blue. So it comes like that. Blue is very bad, right? Okay, we can do that later, right? I want one of you to remind me next week when I start next class. I'm going to stop the session now. When I start the session next week, please remind me to teach you, or else I'll put it here. Okay. We need to learn. Gradient backgrounds. Okay, I'll show you how to put more than one color, mixture of nice colors to the background. Okay, gradient backgrounds, right? Okay, so that will be nice. So I hope you people got some interesting things learned today, and hopefully we can slowly we can take control over the website. And upcoming sessions, we're going to do a little bit more interesting stuff. After I teach you floating and positioning, I'm going to start designing something like this, students, in front of you. With that one, we can conclude the session, conclude the CSS part, and we can start the Bootstrap. And with the Bootstrap, we will develop a full web page, how to put every other parts, and we will create a sample website. And with that one, we can conclude it. And last class, I can do a expectation for the assignment. You all will have to do a web page and website using Bootstrap and submit. And then I can check that one and give you the results or grades. All right. Okay. Thank you very much for your time and interest in the subject. Well, I will be shortly starting the photography class next. So till I see you next time. Yes, dear.
So excuse me, shall I stop the recording?
Yeah. Please stop it. Please stop it.
Okay.
Stop it. So till I see you next week. Okay. God bless.